So I was trying to instill in them community. So we were having a canned food drive, and I said, hey, you know, there's people in our neighborhood. You don't know who doesn't have food. We need to bring cans. And I said, and you have those big old jackets, just put a can in there. Nobody will know that y'all are really soft-hearted kids. Come on. And I started getting cans and cans, and I'm like, I'm so proud of myself for being a great teacher, and these kids are doing such a great job, and I'm going to make a difference. I'm in the teacher's lounge, and Ava Myers, who was the teacher that taught all of the honors kids, the white kids, she was like, I sat down and I'm like, oh, how's it going? She goes, oh, well, I'm baffled. Yesterday I had 365 cans, and today I only have 300. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, really? So I'm eating, she leaves, and I'm sitting there thinking, oh, wait a minute, how many cans did I get today? 65. I'm like, oh my gosh. So then we had to have the rob Peter to pay Paul, but still have hungry people. Next day, they're all working in groups, and they are working hard, and I am, again, so proud of me. So proud. Oh, by the way, didn't tell Ava Myers that my kids stole her cans, by the way. I just let it go. I go, well, it's all for a good cause. But then they're working so hard, and I'm walking by, and I'm monitoring them, and I come to Vincent's table, and they're all working, and they're saying, can we park a truck? Do you need to stop it? Go ahead. Okay. Can we park a truck on the car in our parking lot? And I'm like, yeah. They do it all the time. I said, wait a minute. Do you mean like a delivery truck, or do you mean a delivery truck, or do you mean just like a pickup? No, a delivery truck. I said, yeah. I said, they do it all the time. They deliver here all the time. And I walked past, and after I walked past, I backed up, because in my head I was like, why do they need to know about a delivery truck? He goes, Miss, I know where the keys are to the Fiesta down here, and I can get us a whole truck of canned goods. And again, I had to explain to them. I could see the headline, teacher has kids steal for the Thanksgiving baskets. So they really were trying to please me. They just didn't have it in their repertoire on how to do it correctly. They only knew how to steal or take, and it was such a game with them. I had to tell them to stop stealing. Just bring me some money, and I'll go to the store and I'll go get it. So Vincent and a couple of the other kids start bringing out this wad of 20s. I mean, it was huge. Miss, how much do you need? I go, no. See, again, I'm seeing headlines, so it's like a teacher takes money from kids. I said, no, what I'm saying is, you bring me $1 and I'll go to the dollar store and I'll get, 3 cans for $1 or something. I said, I'm not taking in 20 from any kid. I said, but we'll put it together, and I'll get a receipt, and I'll show y'all where I spend the money. And so like I said, those were probably the middle to late 90s that it was really bad. And then it wasn't popular anymore. And it was because it wasn't popular in music or movies, because there was a big, huge it was popular to be in a gang. It was good to be in a gang. They used to tell me, I'd ask questions like, what does a gang give you that you don't get? And they said it was family. They felt like they were part of a group, a part of a family. They always had your back. So there was that's what they weren't getting at home. That's what they were getting with the gang. Of that group, I've kept up with some of them along the way, and there's been a few that are in prison and a couple that are dead. I ran into one not too long ago who used to drive me crazy. And if I didn't say Roger 15 times a day, Roger, stop. But he was goofy. He was more goofy than anything. And he was telling me what happened to a couple of the other ones, and he's just a regular guy. I said, well, do do you still think if you know what you know now, would you have been a gang member then? He says, no. He goes, I barely was a gang member. He goes, I did the least I could do to be a gang member just so that I could have that protection. So it makes sense because I never got it because, again, being where I was from, I had that big family support. I had all that love. My parents got up and went to work, and my mom stayed home and all that good stuff. So they were just missing all that when they didn't get it, and so thus they were looking for it somewhere else.